back in 2018, there was quite the stir in the digital realm when a 9-year-old Canadian girl named Claire Eileen Key Hope took the online stage as Lil Tay. This pint-sized sensation erupted on Instagram, flaunting a lavish lifestyle and featured fancy cars, luxurious houses, and a generous helping of brash behavior. She was all about calling herself the youngest flexer in the century, which attracted a massive following. But her videos weren't all glitz and glam. They were laced with some pretty crude language and even racial slurs. The tale of the pint-sized 10-year-old rapper a.k.a. Lil Tay. This kid was something else, and in these roughly 8 months, she turned into the poster child for the raw spirit of the 21st century America. Funny thing is, she wasn't even American. She was a Canadian trying to rock the music scene. How'd she do it? Well, picture a wild mix of online scandals, some serious eyebrow-raising character acting, and an obsession with never-ending posting. But the plot thickens. As the year was drawing to a close, she vanished into thin air. The reason? Oh, it's a juicy cocktail of legal battles over contracts, custody wars, and a brawl for control over her brand. Lil Tay's online ride wasn't exactly smooth though. She ran into custody tussles and squabbles over brand rights, which eventually put a dampener on a social media shenanigans. She sort of vanished from the scene in 2018, made a quick and somewhat unsettling return in 2021, and then the real shocker hit in August 2023. Her Instagram account dropped a real bombshell, a post announcing the untimely death of both Lil Tay and her brother. Now you might be wondering what went down. Well, that's the mystery we're all trying to unravel. The situation is heart-wrenching and tragic, and folks are trying to piece together the puzzle to get a clear picture of what happened. It's that time of the day to watch Everyday Celebs, giving you insider scoops on your favorite celebrities. Lil Tay, the content queen, was pumping out videos left and right on her social media playground for months. But then, poof, she pretty much vanished from the scene during the summer of 2018. Now, here's the scoop. Her rapper persona's Instagram dropped a bomb that her dad, Christopher Hope, apparently played the Go Back to Vancouver card by slapping a court mention. Turns out Lil Tay's mom, Angela Tian, spilled some beans. Angela revealed that her and Christopher's paths diverged way back when their little girl was barely a year old. And guess what? Their relationship was anything but lovey-dovey. Lil Tay chimed in too, that her dad was basically playing the "you're grounded unless you come with me" trick, and even threw in some threats of arresting her grandma to seal the deal. And the kicker? She hadn't seen this guy in ages. But now he's back, smelling like money, according to her. Drama, huh? Back when the court had its say in sending Lil Tay back to Canada, Chris had a spokesperson named Henry Song who gave his side of the story. He claimed that Chris was trying to cash in on his daughter's fame, but had 3 goals in mind. First, he wanted to put an end to Tay's wild videos filled with cursing. Second, he was looking to secure 25% of her earnings for a trust fund dedicated to her. Lastly, he was pushing for some structure in how she operated and portrayed herself in the public eye. Fast forward to April 21st, 2021, and things got a little murky. Tay's Instagram lit up with what seemed like troubling news about her. Her post showed her in tears, and there was talk of abuse and theft allegedly coming from her dad, Chris. Fans got worried, pointing fingers at Tay's brother, Jason Tian, who was rumored to be the mastermind behind her controversial videos. The dad, on the other hand, kept saying he was innocent of these accusations. Flashback to December 2018, and there's Lil Tay chatting with the Daily Beast. She wasn't giving away all the details about her home life, but she wasn't holding back either. Chris Hope, that's what she said about her dad. And school? Nah, she was homeschooled because she was too famous for the regular gig. Yep, she claimed her dad didn't want her to go public because of the crowd she'd attract. Instead, he wanted her to dive into the public school pool, but she wasn't having it. Her fame was too big for those school walls. What's the twist? So what happened next? Well, lots of her fans believed that Lil Tay waved goodbye to the wild world of social media and cameras went back to her old ways, just a normal kid in Canada away from all those cameras. Suddenly breaking the years of silence on her Instagram, a post delivered a shocking revelation. Lil Tay, who had disappeared from the digital world, was back with a gut-wrenching announcement. The words hit like a ton of bricks as they shared the devastating news of Claire's tragic passing. The emotional weight of their loss was beyond words, leaving everyone grappling with disbelief. Lil Tay and her brother had died. This announcement shattered any expectations for the outcome, was wholly unforeseen. The passing of her brother only deepened the sorrow, creating an even more profound layer of grief. As the statement continued, it humbly requested privacy during the time of profound sadness. The pain was so immense that words seemed inadequate to capture it. The circumstances surrounding Claire and her brother's passing remained a puzzle, with investigations ongoing. The plea was simple: let them grieve and honor their wish for solitude as they navigate this dark journey. The statement closed with a poignant declaration that Claire's memory would forever hold a place in their hearts, a void that could never be filled, and a mark that would be felt by all who held her dear. Brace yourselves for this plot twist. Just after the shocker of Lil Tay's and her brother's death announcement on Instagram, the lid off the story was blown away. They weren't dead at all. And who set the record straight? None other than Lil Tay herself. She pulled the curtain back on the whole mess, revealing that her Instagram account had been hijacked by some third-party trickster who unleashed false and jaw-dropping tales about her. And oh boy, they even got her name wrong. It's not Claire Hope, it's Tay Tien, legally. Naturally, she wanted to calm her fans' frayed nerves. She confirmed that both she and her brother were alive and kicking. She bared her feelings about the turmoil that situation had inflicted on her, pouring her heart out about how heartbroken she was and how she's struggling to find the right words. She labeled the past day as an absolute nightmare, juggling a torrent of emotional phone calls from her worried peeps while trying to unravel the chaos. And here comes the twist. Lil Tay's ex-managers are piping up with some pretty intriguing comments. Diomi Cordero, one of the maestros of her career back in the day, dropped a bombshell. The only thing worse than being talked about is not being talked about. Hold on, this is the same guy who was pulling the strings when Lil Tay's posts mysteriously vanished, which is talked about to BuzzFeed News as the start of a big rebrand. Now, Harry Sang, another ex-manager, is adding his 2 cents. Initially, he played the can't confirm or deny card about Lil Tay's reported death, claiming he had chatted with folks close to her. But when the truth emerged that she's alive and kicking, Harry's skepticism kicked into the overdrive. He wasn't buying the whole hacking story. Instead, he got his sights set on Lil Tay's brother as the possible mastermind behind the drama. In Harry's words, as spilled to the Mirror, he didn't think the hacking thing holds water. I believe the reported hacking incident may not have occurred, and there's a twist. He's hinting at something fishy going on behind the scenes. But that's not all. If the real motive here is to put Lil Tay back in the spotlight, Harry's got a word of warning. He's saying that these actions might be a tad irresponsible and not the brightest move in the playbook. That's the wild ride of Lil Tay, a journey through the maze of fame, social media, and intrigue. It all started with her audacious claim to fame as the youngest flexer in the century, and from there it was a whirlwind of highs and lows, twists and turns that left us guessing. But just when we thought we had seen it all with the jaw-dropping announcement of her and her brother's deaths on Instagram, the story swung in a wild new direction. Turns out it was a hack, leaving everyone in shock. Lil Tay herself had to intervene to quash the rumors and reassure fans that she and her brother were alive and well, and her real name is Tay Tien. And as the dust settled, her former managers, Diomi Cordero and Harry Sang, stepped into the spotlight with their take on the situation. Their comments threw a curveball into the narrative, stirring suspicions about the reported hacking and the true motives lurking in the shadows. This rollercoaster of a story isn't just about Lil Tay, it's a reflection of the complex realm of online personas and the blurred lines between reality and deception. In the digital arena, truths can be twisted and stories can be rewritten at the click of a button. Lil Tay's tale becomes a mirror that reflects the intricate dance of fame, identity, and the enigmatic forces that pull the strings of our digital narratives. It's a ride that serves as a reminder that what we perceive might not always be the truth in this digital age of constant change and unpredictability. In the end, this modern-day mystery leaves us with more questions than answers. Who was truly pulling the strings behind the scenes? What was the motivation behind the elaborate ruse? As the digital dust settles, one thing remains clear: the world of social media fame is a labyrinthine landscape where truth and illusion are often indistinguishable. We hope you enjoyed our video topic today. Interact with us. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be notified when we upload more content. Don't forget to leave a like and comment below. Also, feel free to suggest any topics you would like to see on this channel. Everyday Celebs.